Hey everybody, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Bean.
And we're Kelly Bean's Bees. We're first-time beekeepers here in Central Virginia, and today is the day.
Today, we're actually going to be first-time beekeepers, not just people who talk about bees.
Yeah, so today we are going to actually transfer the bees into their hives here at the pumpkin patch. So we already have 5 frames in each deep box. We have some oil beetle gels in here. Our foundation is in here, and we're going to open up the bees, look at them, inspect them, put them in here, give them some food, and go home.
Yeah. End of the day, end of story. We done. No, kind of, but not really.
Yeah.
So you might be wondering, was this the day we got the bees? I thought I saw a picture the other day. Did you all just take a long time to edit a video? So
No.
actually, no. We got the bees yesterday, and it was too cold out.
Yeah, so if you live in Virginia, it snowed on Saturday. So yesterday was only like in the 40s maybe, right?
Right, yeah,
So
it was cold.
It was cold. So we put them in the garage, and now we are bringing them out. So they're starting to warm up and get moving. So now we're gonna mess with them. We don't want to mess with them when they were too cold.
Right, it would start killing the
heat
brood, and that's not what we want, because that's our next generation of bees. Those are the ones that are going to go out and forage. So we want to make sure that they're strong and healthy.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and dive in and see what we got.
Yep, we'll see you then. Hey everybody, it's just me. Kelly decided to go behind the camera because we only have 2 bee suits right now, so my entire family is way out across the field, hoping that they don't get stung right now. Wave!
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna dive into this. I've got a smoker over there. I'm kind of hoping I don't need to use it because I think that they will hopefully, you know,
Be nice.
like their transition better if there's no smoke. Probably gonna have to use it. So it's lit, it's ready. I'm ready to step over there if I look at it and go, nah, we need to smoke them down. But we're gonna open it up and we're gonna try, because that's really what this channel is about. We're gonna try a bunch of stuff. We're gonna see what happens. You know, we're gonna work at it.
We're gonna
We
learn.
already got a honeybee here.
All right, bud,
All right.
let's go.
We're ready?
Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh.
All right. So you want to get in on this?
I don't know.
You're in a bee suit. You'll be fine. So these are overwintered nucs, so we knew that they were going to be pretty strong. There is a baggie in here that I want to take up. They were being fed sugar syrup in this baggie. So I want to take this up.
It looks like there's about none in it.
And I'm just going to go ahead and set it right over here. And the bees will work their way down into there. Then let's see if I am able to get under these frames. I'm going to grab my hive tool.
You might need to smoke them. They are happy to get out.
Yeah, they are.
They've
They
been
were
in
stuck
the
in there
garage.
for a while.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the man packaged them up like on Saturday. And then we didn't pick them up until Sunday, so. Crazy.
All right. Excuse me, little bees. Excuse me.
So while Bean is doing this, he might be killing a few, but that's just part of it.
I'm doing my best not to, and I
Right,
think I've done a pretty
right.
good job so far.
Well, I mean, we're only on number 1, buddy. So.
Well, what I found with this is the best way to do it is to just go slow. The slower you can go, like the bees, they don't want to be smushed. They don't really want to sting you. So they're going to get out of the way if you start to get close to them.
Yeah, and if you know Bean, he's kind of slow.
Slow and
all
steady
things
wins
that
the
he
race,
does, yeah.
is what they say.
But it's okay. All right, buddy.
All right,
Here we go, guys.
coming up. So when you lift frames out, you want to make sure you come up pretty
Look
straight.
at them.
Because, you know, the bees are all over this frame, and you don't want to squish any, or
I'm
at
zooming
least
in on you,
as
bud.
few as possible. So looking in here, okay, so we actually have what looks like wax foundation in this that's been wired in. So you can see that this foundation is kind of clear, that you can almost see through it, and that there's wires in there. So what we bought is plastic foundation. It's a little sturdier, but this will work well. But in this frame, I don't really have a whole lot on this side, so they are kind of hurting for resources right now.
Because we put them in the garage for days.
All right. There's not a whole lot on this side either, but as we get closer to the center, we should start to see a little more activity on the frame itself. So I am going to set this in here.
You guys are going to have to forgive me for my cameraing. It's different than taking pics.
And
If you all
then
knew.
these bees have all this glued down. So when I'm doing this, while yes, I'm trying to be slow, it's also a little difficult because it's pretty much glued down. Excuse me, bees. Excuse me, bees.
Yeah, so Bean, what is the glue called?
The glue is called propolis.
Yep, so...
And propolis is just tree resin that the bees have gotten from the environment.
They are really glued together.
Yep, they are. That's okay. I got this one up. And they use this tree resin, as I said, as a glue. So they glue their hives together. And the glue, the propolis, actually has antibacterial properties to it. So the propolis will help the bees to stay healthy.
I see
Oh
some brood,
man,
buddy.
this is pretty good. What do you have on that side?
I have some brood, I think.
Yep, up there's our queen.
Where?
Right there, bottom of the frame.
Oh my gosh, I see her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can point. I don't know. You probably can't point either.
We will try to point at it on the video, but cool. So
Okay, put her back up.
I need to make sure that I don't squish her.
Okay, but you all see all of that dark colored? That is the brood.
Yes, and I have more brood on this side too.
Okay, where is
There's
she?
quite a bit over here.
Oh yeah, hold on. Too close.
So if you actually see, there are a couple of bees here with their heads down in the brood. Those are actually probably feeding the larvae, if I had to guess. Yes, we do have larvae and eggs in this.
Party.
So the queen looks like she's laying really well, which I'm glad to see. I was a little bit worried when we got our bees that...
Okay, hold on. Did we see Queenie again?
I'm not sure. Have you? I
don't
stopped
know.
looking for her once I saw her the first time.
Oh, sorry. Is that... No. I don't know.
She might be on the
I
opposite
just wanted
side
to
of the
see
frame.
if we could get closer.
A lot of times the queen will end up running to the side of the frame you're not looking at because it is the dark side. The queen lives inside the hive all the time. Oh, this is black plastic foundation. Okay.
Oh, they've just built up on
So
it.
it's different stuff.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, it's just different on each
yes,
one.
the other one is just wax foundation.
Is
it
she
looks
down
like.
there? No.
I don't know.
I
But
don't
we've
know.
seen the queen. We've seen that there's evidence of her. We've seen the eggs and the larvae and all that. So I'm gently going to put this down here because the last thing I want to do is squish my queen.
Because that's our girl.
Right. She is the only one that's going to be able to lay fertilized eggs. So I am gently going to push this against the frame beside it.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to be really gentle when I put the next frame in as well because, again,
We don't know where
want to squish
she's
the
at.
queen.
Also,
She's somewhere on that frame, but that's all we know.
so right now, we have suggestions going on Facebook, but we are either going to name our queens after ice creams or after cheeses.
We just want a
Yeah.
good way to be able to keep track of which
Identify.
hive is doing what.
Oh yeah, buddy, this side looks good.
Oh, yeah. So we've got a nice pattern of brood. So you may see right here on your top left that there are some of these little brood cells that are poking out. Well, those are drone brood.
Yeah, they look chunky monkey.
Yep.
Bring them back again.
So the drones
Yeah.
are going to breed.
I don't know if this looks good or not.
with the
It
new
might not be
queens.
even in focus.
Sorry, Kelly is new to this part of
Well,
it.
it's hard when you're in a veil to also see.
Right.
You know?
So right up here, I'll try to point to it. Those are the drone cells.
I think you can see the texture.
So the drones will breed with the queens, the new queens, and that's how we get new baby bees.
Was there a thing at the bottom, a capping, or was it just starting to turn
No,
out?
it was just coming out. So Kelly was wondering if there were queen cells in here. So if these bees were too packed in here, they didn't feel like they had enough room, which I don't think is the case. They look like they've got plenty of room from what I've seen. They can do what's called swarm, where half the bees and the queen will up and leave. And they will
Which
go
is
to try to
terrible.
find a new spot to live.
Make us sad.
So it's not the end of the world because, as I said, half the bees stay, and then the half the bees that stay try to make a new queen. So we can continue on with that hive afterwards, but we lose a lot of the workforce, and we have to hope that our new queen gets mated properly, that she's able to find enough drones to, you know, do the deed with.
Oh, buddy, yeah, this side is good.
Oh yeah, this is a strong hive. I'm glad we're moving these over. Oh yeah, look at that brood. They are,
He didn't believe me.
they've
y'all.
got a lot of brood. They don't have a lot of food. So we've actually got a couple of top feeders that we will show you later that we're going to be feeding these bees with. And they really need it at this point. They've been locked up for a couple of days. It's been kind of cold recently. They don't have a whole lot out in the environment right now to pull from. So we've got a bunch of sugar syrup we've made up that we're going to feed these bees with once we get them in here.
So, Bean, how do we make sugar syrup?
Well,
Can I answer actually?
yes, you can answer.
Okay. Hopefully people can hear me and it's not like terribly loud. Yeah, this one is a lot on this side too.
Yeah, a lot of brood, not a lot of resources, which is a little
Yikes.
scary, but
Hopefully
it
it'll
should be
be
okay.
okay.
Actually,
What? Do you need help?
let me set this back in here. What I want to do, I know where my queen is, so I'm not super concerned about squishing her, but I would rather put in a frame, just a foundation, last than try to put this in, because I'm going to squish stuff, it's going to not be great. So I can take this, I can set it right down in here.
Are these heavy?
Not too heavy, no.
Okay.
I bumped the frame a little bit. The bees might not be happy with me about that. So the heavy thing in the hive is the honey. And as I said, there's not a ton of honey in here, or nectar. I've seen a little bit across the tops of the frames, but not a lot. So we're gonna wanna make sure to feed them.
Well, I don't know what kind of resources are in the garage besides snacks.
Right, and I don't think these bees were getting any snacks.
No. Okay, so back to my question. How do you make honey syrup? Did you kill a bee in there?
I did not. I think that she was already on the way out.
Oh.
But I'm gonna
She
help
did.
the bees out, because there are things called, what are they called? What are the people who work at like graveyards called? Underkeeper bees, undertaker bees, I'm sorry.
I was going to say grave people.
Undertaker bees. They are an age of bee, not always the same age, but you know, there's a range where they're doing this job where they will go in, and if bees die in here, they'll take them out, because, you know, dead things normally spread disease, and the bees know that. So if they're feeling like they're gonna die, they fly out of the hive and go somewhere else to do it.
They say, peace be with you. Bye-bye.
But if they do die in the hive, there's some bees that will take care of them.
All right,
So what I wanna do,
hold on. How do we see what's in there? Show me.
So I've still got a lot of bees in here.
Yeah.
So what I wanna do is I wanna bump them. And what I've heard is you wanna do this vigorously, but not violently. So you want to do it strong enough that the bees will fall off, but you don't want to shake their brains out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it, and that worked a little bit, and I should be able to dump these bees in.
There they are.
And I'm not sure if that was water or what, but there
You
was a
just
little
poured
bit
it
of
in
something
there.
that fell out of this. Maybe it's sugar syrup, who knows? So I'm going to try that again, because I've still got some bees in here.
There's a whole bunch of waters.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this top feeder that we just happen to have sitting here, and I'm going to lean it up, hopefully like that, where it's almost touching. And I'm going to lean the bees like this. And hopefully over the course of us doing all of this, I'm going to set them like this. Hopefully the bees will figure out, actually,
Do you need to
Can I
set
do
it
this?
down?
Hopefully the bees will figure out that their queen is in here. They'll start to smell the pheromones and everything.
And
They'll see bees out here, hopefully fanning. Yep, so I can see some bees here with their Nasanov glands out. We talked about that in our questions and
Hold
answers
on. Yeah,
video.
how do we say that again?
The Nasanov gland.
The Nasanov
So this little bee
gland.
here is doing the fanning I was talking about. There's a little, I know you can't see it, but I'm going to describe it. There's a little white strip
Is she
right
still
above their
there
stinger.
or gone?
She just went in.
That's what I thought.
There's a little white strip right above their stinger, and that allows the pheromone to be dispersed. So the bee will fan air over that Nasanov gland, and that will allow the other bees that are flying around here to go, hey, this is my hive, let's get in here. So I've got all my frames in here, made a little bit of a mess, but bees are actually pretty good at cleaning up their own homes. So the bees should be able to take care of it. I was hoping these bees would get out of this bag. But we're just gonna leave it there for now because they don't seem to want to get out of it. There might still be a little bit of food in there, not sure. So
and we have another one to do, so we got time.
Right, so we're gonna just stick them in here. Excuse me, bees, excuse me. All right, and then I wanna go ahead and put a top feeder on this, and I wanna go ahead and close it up. Because when I'm messing with this one over here that we're about to do, I don't want the bees from this one to be coming
Confused.
out fighting all that.
Are they looking okay?
Yeah, I was looking to see if one of those bees had their Nasanov gland out that you could see it.
Oh.
So I'm gonna use this one, even though I set the other one up there. Oh man, look at this.
What?
So I told you about fanning, that all these bees were able to generate a lot of
yeah.
air. They've blown this bag up. That's how much these bees are generating of airflow. So let's see if I can help them out. What was that?
Are they stuck in it?
I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can just open this.
Closed.
It's got a hole in it there, but I'm gonna open it from this side.
Okay. There you go.
There you go, bees.
Yeah, flip them over maybe.
Ooh, I
careful.
dropped it. These bees are probably not very happy with me right now.
He's probably #1 hater on the list.
I know.
Least favorite.
I feel like it's just difficult to get bees out of a
Do
plastic
you think you
bag.
could put it? Okay.
I'm gonna just leave it. I've opened it up now on both sides, on the bottom and there, so it should be okay. Whoa, dropping stuff. So I am going to gently sit this on here. And as Kelly said, we may squish a bee or two, but
Or 7.
you know, it's part of it. I'm gonna try not to, and I'm gonna go real slow. And again, the bees will move out of the way. But this has a hole in the middle here where the bees can climb up. So what I want to do is I'm going to end up putting sugar syrup in there. Not going to do it yet, just because I'll do them both at the same time. But I will go ahead and close this up.
Don't forget that we have to do it though.
Yes, I won't. We've got sugar syrup made up. And, you know, I think Kelly was going to talk about sugar syrup, but
Oh, yeah.
we'll go
You
ahead.
kept cutting me off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So we didn't do quite 1-to-1. So we did 1 gallon of water.
So what does that even mean?
1
1 to
gallon
1.
of
Why
water.
would we do 1 to 1?
Because that's easy. 1 gallon of water to 1 pound of sugar? No.
1
I don't know.
pound of water to 1 gallon.
Of sugar? No. We
No,
don't
1
use-
pound to 1 pound. I'm sorry.
That's what I said, and you said
Yes.
no.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Anyways,
I'm thinking about other stuff.
yeah, we know. All right, so anyway, you do that, but you don't actually boil it. You get it warm and warm enough to to get it together. This one's good, but not as much.
No, it's not quite as strong, but I think that's okay.
Yeah, and then you put it together, and then we're going to feed it to them. All right.
So yes, a lot of times, sometimes when you make sugar syrup, you end up boiling it first. With honeybees, you actually don't want to put that much heat into your sugar because it can be bad for the bees. So we just want to put just enough.
All right. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
We just want to put just enough heat into it to get the sugar into the water.
All right. We're going to take a pause to adjust for this second. But yeah, they've started to draw, but it's not.
I've got a lot of brood over here, but it's kind of the same thing. I'm seeing some nectar, but not a lot.
All right.
Or it should be sugar syrup, probably.
Yeah. All right. We're going to pause and then be back in a second. Well, friends, it got dark here at the bee yard. Bean is finishing up. I got a bee under my coat, so I came out a little bit early. But the bees in the first hive look really strong. The bees in the second hive look not so strong. We're not sure if there's a queen. There was a lot of resources, but not as many offspring or babies. So
We saw some brood,
Yeah.
but it's gotten a little bit too dark for me to tell if there's larvae and eggs in there. And if that's the case, then we've been broodless for a little while, or queenless for a little while.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to reevaluate next weekend.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. And then, I don't know, we might have to get with our guy that we got the bees from to figure out what we need to do if that's the case.
Well, I think we'll borrow resources from the other hive. It looks strong enough we should be able to pull some eggs out of it and see about making a new queen. We saw that there was a queen cup in the second one, but there was nothing in it. So there may still be a queen. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for being here, guys. We'll have another video out soon when we come back this weekend in the bee yard. So thanks for being here, and bees out.